So, Drew, I'm curious on what you think about what the future of international games look like for the National Football League, especially over the concerns for player safety for Friday night's game. There's a lot of buzz and talk about it. So, just in case anyone's not in the loop on this one, Brazil will host a game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers on Friday in Sao Paulo, the first NFL game on the continent and first Week 1 game held since 1970. Sao Paulo has tightened security ahead of the first NFL game in South America after players voiced concern about traveling to Latin America's largest country, the Brazilian state said on Wednesday. Eagles players specifically have questioned the security in the city. AJ Brown specifically said, we had a meeting about a whole bunch of do's and don'ts, so I'm trying to go down there, win a football game, and come back home. Darius Slay was really the one who came out. He has a podcast, Big Play Slay podcast, and he had a whole bunch of quotes. And starting out Week 1, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But man, I do not want to go to Brazil. You want to know why? I'm here to tell you why. They already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us that we can't do much. There's not much going on because the crime rate is crazy. I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us down somewhere where the crime rate is this high and we're out of the country? You know, the first thing people are thinking is like some terror could possibly happen. I told my family, do not come down there because I am not going to be anywhere to be found. I'm going to be in the hotel chilling, minding my business, and then playing my game after a long 9.5-hour flight. So with all these concerns, some of them valid, some of them a little overblown, what does the future of international games look like? Because obviously the consistency is playing in London every single year. Games in Germany are starting to pop up. Where else do we see the NFL kind of cropping up and getting games at going forward, especially with all this kind of controversy?
Well, I think you're going to continue to see the London games. I think you're going to see the Amsterdam games. I definitely could think you're going to see games in Mexico.
Yeah.
The crime rate statistics in this area of Brazil, this is not Rio. This area of Brazil where they're at, the crime rate statistics are actually lower than they are in Philadelphia. Now, how accurate are those numbers coming from a different country? Who knows? I'm not saying that Brazil is worse or better than Philly is, but if the players are outspoken enough about it, if the coaches, if the teams are outspoken enough about it, I mean, can you imagine if something happens, like the liability on that?
Complete disaster.
I don't see them going back to Philly or going back to, nobody should want to go to Philly, just to put that out there. But I don't see them going back to Brazil. I don't know why you would after all of this. I don't think this was a good idea.
Yeah.
The London games have been super successful. You know, why not host a game in Alaska or something nice? Why do we got to go to Brazil? I don't think it makes any sense. So the game is trying to expand globally. The NFL is trying to expand globally to make more money, but we don't. If part of the rules are going to be don't leave your hotel, then I'm out on sending our pro athletes down there. That doesn't make any sense.
Yep. What do you think about games in any type of Asian countries? The NFL has played games in Japan before, like pre-2005-ish is when they were doing it. A bunch of preseason games they've played there, but only a handful of actual real games that they've played there. Do you see them ever expanding out towards the Pacific in that area? Or do you think they're really going to kind of keep it within the European continent?
Well, the NBA has gone to Hong Kong. The NBA has gone to India. Most notably, the Kings have Vivek Ranadive is the owner, so they've gone over there and played preseason games before. Yeah. The one thing that's going to be interesting with the expansion of the global games is if they go to an 18-game season. When they go to an 18-game season, if they add in the second bye week, which they've talked about, because then you can put these teams further places if they're coming off their bye week or going into their bye week or whatever the case may be. Adding that second bye week really allows them a lot more flexibility schedule wise. So I do think that you're going to see as much expansion as they possibly can, but you're just, you start to get, there's already a competitive unbalance every year with how far some of these teams have to travel. I mean, I know the 49ers got smoked last year on travel time. So, yeah. But it's the same thing you see in the NBA every year. They want the playoffs to be reseeded, but then you got the Clippers playing, the Lakers in the first round and you got Portland going to Miami in the first round. It's just not fair. So travel
Right.
time has to be taken into consideration. But if you add in the second bye week, it really takes a lot of that out. So we'll see.
Unless you have something else to kind of top off this conversation, we can move on to the kickoff rules.
I just hope it goes well, man. We got this game down in Brazil. It's on freaking Peacock. Luckily, I already have Peacock because I'm a WWE guy, so I have it already. But you got this game down in Brazil. The players don't want to leave the hotel. It's on a streaming service. Like I hope it works out. I mean, the NFL at this point can print money. You know, I think I'm pretty sure they have their own printing press in Roger Goodell's office. So yeah, I don't, to go down to a place where they're talking about it not being safe. I hope it all works out and we don't have any weird controversy coming from that.